Hey, John. Happy Easter.
Hey, Jesse.
Sorry, just trying to sort out my mic situation here.
Yeah, no problem.
Um, Listen, the team has changed a ton from the first 10 or 12 games or whatever it was. It looks like the forwards have, advanced to the state where you want. You're scoring goals, you're getting shots at least. I'm curious, um, does the awkward season with the COVID restrictions and the taxi squad, like I know I've heard from you and from McClellan that it's tough and everybody has to deal with the same thing and moving on. And I get that you don't want to make excuses and everything, but it just seems like it's particularly difficult in a season like this when you've got guys up and down off the taxi squad.
Yeah, I mean, I think that absolutely, if you're with a group as young as we are, there are a lot of things that have to connect for us to be able to have that ultimate team success, I think, and we certainly lack that. Whether it's it's continual face-off coverage, things like that. That it's difficult to build on when you can't reflect back and just expect certain items to be adhered to. And then, but every team's going through it. I will refuse to use that as an excuse. I think that it does make it more challenging, and we just have to do a better job, and the players have to do a better job of recognizing certain situations, and that we don't have to continuously teach them. And that's part of their growth, and part of our growth as a staff too. We got to do a better job.
You guys have struggled against the Gulls this season. I'm taking a look at their roster. Does it make any difference the average age of the team you're playing against? Does a team like the Gulls with a bunch of guys in their mid to late 20s
Uh,
present extra challenges?
we should have beaten them a few times this year, the flat out. So the one in their building where we gave up a goal with 4 seconds left, and we had an overtime loss here. And I thought for the most part we played a very good game today, and a coin flip. We should have better results against this team, and but they in that realm, you have to respect what they do. They've got veteran poise, and they bring it every night. It seems that we're negotiating those top players, and they're showing up on the score sheet. We got to do a better job of shutting them down. But this is I can't say enough. Our guys should relish the opportunity to beat those established players, and to show that they belong in the league. I think, so we're all trying to get to the NHL. And our guys need to learn that if there's a player over on the other side that's not in the NHL, then guess what? That's somebody that you're eventually going to have to beat out. You need to beat that person out now. The quicker, the better. And we're learning through all those. But to me, it just makes it a bigger and better challenge, and that's something that we all have to strive for, and that should be an extra motivation is to try to beat those established players.
Thank you.
Yep.
Next up is John Hogan.
On what are you saying when the fifth goal is scored there just a couple of seconds after Akil?
So I think Akil got our third one, and then Asamont got our fourth one, and then we surrender the defensive zone face-off, and there's nothing to say except let's get right back at it. There's not a situational coaching move, and it's just very, very frustrating that we couldn't control the face-off dot. So we gave up, even though we had good action off of our face-offs in the offensive zone. We didn't produce anything directly. We got our first goal we scored was after a really nice face-off conversion. We set up Kaliev, and then Brickley ends up getting the late the trailer play. So we set that shift off correctly. And then however, we gave up a goal. We get a shot blocked, and they go down and score 3-on-1 off of a one face-off. And then of course we surrender one on the defensive zone face-off. And I'll even call that power play goal that they had, the fourth one, a face-off situation where we just have to be more determined. They end up making a cross ice play, and then they bobble it, and we don't get into a three-side. We sit back and allow Wroblewski to pick us apart. And I think it was Curran with the bomb from the middle. So those are three areas and significant plays. Every time the puck drops, we have got to be more determined. I'm a big believer in jumping off of face-offs, turning losses into wins. And it's where we show signs of it, but it's not consistent enough. In my book, we lost this game 3-1 in the face-off goal department, which is a bad recipe.
And when did you make the decision to go with the 5D? Is that something that once you knew sort of the configurations yesterday, you were already planning it, or was that a late morning thing today, or how did that come to to pass?
Well, there was no decision to be made on. We didn't have the bodies to work with, so that's just that. We only had 5T. That's it.
Gotcha. And Elias Anderson, you had talked to him about the other day, just his puck possession and things like that. When you see a guy having some success, but not someone that you have for a long period of time, then he goes up and then he comes back down. Do you find that it takes a little while to get that guy going sort of back on track again, or is the conversation very easy to get him right back into the groove that you want him in?
Yeah, I think Elias has been steadier. I think every time he's come down, it seems to be a little more comfortable with just a nuance or two that we're running, whether it's a face-off play or a little defensive zone tweak. He seems to get more comfortable. But yeah, I think that's always going to be an issue. A guy goes from a situation where he's being asked to play more of a momentum game and only playing maybe 9, 10, 12 minutes, something like that. And then we're leaning on him for 20 minutes. There's going to be a couple of differences to their game, but at the same time, those guys, that's what they, when they come down, most of the time they're very loud when their game, when it comes time to drop the puck, they want to prove a point that they're NHLers, and Elias is, he does a great job of providing that.
My last one is along those lines as well. I think today was your first look at Matt Luff. Just any impressions of him in the lineup today?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, there's obviously a lot there. Big, rangy. The vision on Mavari's goal was tremendous, and I thought just a really honest game from him. But he showed flashes and signs of that that ability to be dominant here, and hopefully he's got his legs underneath him and he's ready to go if the Kings need him.
Thanks, John. Appreciate it.
Of course.
All right, thank you guys. That's it for today.
Happy Easter.